Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another pleasure again to introduce to you to our topic of the mayoral candidates who are telling their viewers or our viewers, especially those who live in Brooklyn Park, on their aspirations and plans for the Brooklyn city in Minnesota. So today we've got Mr. Wynfred Russell, who missed our last Sunday's interview. And because we wanted to give everybody a platform to sell his ideas. So today we are having Mr. Russell alone, but on Sunday again we'll be having all of them coming to continue their deliberations or debate on how they are going to improve Brooklyn City in Minnesota. So I have a pleasure of introducing to you or ushering in Mr. Wynfred Russell. Good evening, Mr. Wynfred Russell.
Good evening, Bernard. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Without wasting time, I would like you to give an introductory of yourself and who you are. Go ahead, Mr. Russell.
I am an 18-year veteran of the city of Brooklyn Park here in Minnesota, and I have lived here for all these years and have worked the city, working at the Planning Commission, serving on the Planning Commission, serving on the Planning Commission and on the Human Rights Commission. So I am currently a candidate for mayor of the city of Brooklyn Park, which is the 6th largest city in the state of Minnesota. And I have the track record and I have the experience to make a great mayor. And this is part of what I'll be sharing with you all tonight about why I think you should vote for me on the 13th of April during the special primary election year.
Thank you very much, Mr. Russell. That's a great introduction. So last Sunday, we missed you when your colleagues were actually here, telling their constituents or telling the residents of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, on how they are going to improve this, the city of Brooklyn Park. So, in a nutshell, we really want to start the discussion or the deliberations immediately. And the first question which we asked our candidates last time when they were here during the show is that, what are your plans for Brooklyn Park City, Minnesota?
Thank you. I think, like I said earlier, I bring an extensive track record of working in the city, of advocating for issues to help to improve the lives of residents in the city. And part of what I plan to do as the next mayor of Brooklyn Park are things that I've been doing already. Just going to continue, we just accentuate what I've already been doing, and that is advocating for affordable housing, advocating to get a support to small businesses in the city, ensuring that we have a pretty broad and diverse tax base in the city. I want to be a steward of the resources, people tax resources, so that you can rest assured that I'm not going to be one of those who are going to try to promise you that I will be decreasing taxes. I will ensure that taxes are maintained at a certain level because, of course, we need taxes to provide the services that folks need for the city. Affordable housing is another key issue. I want to ensure that people are not spending more than 30% of their income on housing. And now, if they're spending more than 30% of income on housing, that's too much. So I'm going to fight to ensure that that's not the case. Public safety is another thing that I'm interested in. But I want to look at public safety from a holistic standpoint, and that is ensure that we have unity and working relationship between the Brooklyn Park Police and the community, but how are we designing programs, diversion type programs to get young people who oftentimes are pretty involved in a lot of activities involving the police to ensure that they're busying themselves with activities and diversionary programs where they were not involved in any kind of activities um, to attract the police. But I'll also be one who will try to push to ensure that the police get all of the resources that it needs to do its work. Police and the fire, for that matter. I want to make sure that there is a safe and thriving city where everybody can succeed here in Brooklyn Park. So providing the necessary resources for folks, I think is key, and making sure that if the police who were to do something out of the ordinary, I want to be certain that that police officer or police officers are held accountable. So you can rest assured that I'm your man, and I'm the best candidate among all of the candidates that we have that will ensure that we have a welcoming, functioning city of Brooklyn Park.
Thank you very much. Now we want you to chronologically explain or tell the residents of Brooklyn Park how you are actually going to achieve this high octane deliberations or achievement you are actually talking about. So we want you to start from the housing sector. Where are you going to get the money to ensure that the residents of Brooklyn Park get affordable housing? How is that going to be achieved?
Well, one of the things we want to do is that we ensure that when the developers come in to build new housing, first of all, one of the things that I will be interested in doing and ensuring is going to work with all of the various stakeholders in the city. This is not something that the city is going to be spending money to build these housing, but we want to ensure that we have diverse housing mix. We have an eclectic mix of different housing options that people can uh, can rent or own or so. The city is not going to be building housing for people, but we're going to pass policies that if anybody come in to build houses or to build apartment complexes, that those apartment complexes or those homes that they're building, those homes are affordable. Those homes are at a market rate where people in Brooklyn Park can afford. And so the way we do that is to work with developers, is to ensure that developers who are coming here to build properties, to build homes, that those the developers abide by the policies that we pass, and the policies that we pass have to be robust. The policies that we pass have to ensure that the needs of the people are built in those policies, that developers cannot come and promise us one thing and do something totally different. So that's how we're going to go about it. But it's not going to be something that we're going to do alone. It's going to be what we're going to do collectively. I have a track record of working across the aisle, of working with a diverse group of people to make things happen. So that's the approach that I will be taking, and that's the approach I believe that needs to be taken in order to see results. I'm a results-oriented person, but I'm not the person who will be doing anything alone, but working with a collective of folks in Brooklyn Park. So residents, as well as developers, as well as working with county folks and state folks to ensure that we have all of our policies and things in sync to ensure that the people in Brooklyn Park are well served.
Thank you very much for that explanation, Mr. Russell. The other thing we would also like to get from you is how are you going to achieve these police reforms you're talking about? Is there any methodology, or do you have a framework on how you are going to ensure that you get these reforms in place when you are elected as a mayor?
Well, so, we have a great police department in the city of Brooklyn Park, right? Now, do we need to? I'm not coming in with a sledgehammer and trying to break things down, knock things down, and try to rebuild or refix. That's not my interest. What I'm interested in is looking at what is working and also evaluating to see if there are some things that we need to fix with the police. As far as I'm concerned, the the police department is doing a great job. We need to ensure that the police continue to get the resources that the police department needs to do its work, and we have to educate people about the role of the police department and the police department. We have to ensure that the police department also understand these diverse communities, and we will work with the police department and the police chief to ensure that we recruit officers in the police department that reflect the diversity that exists in the city. Now, it doesn't mean that we will just hire people just because they are of a diverse background, or because it doesn't mean that if you are of diverse background means that you can relate to people from a diverse community, or you can be a good police officer. So there, even if they're a white police officer or police officer of a different racial or ethnic makeup, we want to ensure that those police officers are well trained. They have the aptitude to work within our Brooklyn Park Police Department, and they have the experience of working with diverse community groups. Because in Brooklyn Park is the largest diverse city in the state of Minnesota. So if you come here, we want you to come in with a mindset of either having an experience of working with diverse community groups, or being willing to learn and respect and appreciate diverse communities. So the way I'm going to go about it is to ensure that we have resources for the police and resources for different community groups to design programs and activities. Our parks have the necessary amenities there to attract folks, so people are doing meaningful things. We work closely with Brooklyn Alliance and some of the youth services programs around, so to ensure that there is a wholesome, holistic approach to community safety. So housing, that we ensure that people have affordable housing, that people are not summarily just evicted from their homes. So all of those things have to work collaboratively, I believe, to have community safety, to have a wholesome, functioning society. And that's the kind of approach that I'm going to take, that we're all going to be working together to ensure that every Brooklyn Park member, every Brooklyn Park resident thrives.
Thank you very much. Let me take you a little bit back. You are talking about having these reforms. You are talking about ensuring you get resources to the police, resources in the community to ensure that our parks have got all the necessary amenities. How are you going to achieve this? This trend you are trying to tell us here, without increasing taxes, without taxing business, and whether small or large scale businesses. How are you planning to achieve this?
You see, so one of the advantages I have among all of the candidates is that, I have a long track record of working overseas and working a year in Brooklyn Park and in the state of Minnesota. So why is that important? That is important because I understand intercultural relationships. I understand how to bring people together, and I also understand how to build relationships and have built relationships that I'm going to leverage. A relationship that will give us resources, that will give us access to grant money, that we can apply for grants to build some of these programs that we need to be able to facilitate this wholesome, functioning attitude that I think we need to employ in Brooklyn Park, where we all are working together. We all are ensuring that everyone gets an opportunity to thrive in Brooklyn Park. So one of the ways we're going to be able to do that, and one of the ways I'm going to do that as a mayor and coming in with all these years of experience, is that I've built this relationship and want to now be able to leverage this relationship at the state capitol, at Hennepin County, at the county level, and even at the federal level. How we're going to look for resources. Resources do not just come just by applying. Most times, it's about those relationships. And so I have those relationships. I have built those relationships over the years, and those are the relationships we're going to help. That is going to help to give us the resources we need to design and fund some of these programs that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about raising taxes. I'm not about raising taxes, and I'm not about decreasing taxes either. If anybody comes here and tells you that he is going to decrease taxes, they'll be fooling you, because that's not going to happen. We need taxes to continue to be a first class, first rate city, to provide the amenities that we need to provide to improve the quality of life here in Brooklyn Park, by providing pedestrian trails, by providing bike trails, providing park services and amenities. So we need improving upon our roads and all of that. We need taxes to do all of those things. But I would be, fiscally responsible with your tax dollars if you can entrust me with the leadership of this city. And I think that's part of what we need here, is someone with the experience. And among maybe one or two other candidates, there's no other candidate in the race that has the level of experience and exposure that I have, and that I'm going to bring to the position of mayor of Brooklyn Park.
I mean, that comment will definitely reserve it to Sunday, so that the other candidate, your competitors, actually can react to that particular sentiment there. So we'll definitely have to wait till Sunday so that they can hit back.
That's fine.
Because you can't. I mean, they are not here. They are not here to defend themselves. You see, you can say they are.
That's fine, but the facts are the facts.
That's what I'm saying. Let's wait. I'm not them to defend that one.
We can wait. That's true. But the facts are the facts. I've been on the council now for 2 years.
Yes.
Before joining the council, I served in multiple commissions at the city, and have a long track record of producing results in the city. So Let's bring it on. Let's talk about my record.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Let's go now to how you are going to help a small business. Small businesses actually thrive in Brooklyn Park, or ensure that you encourage small businesses actually to come and invest in Brooklyn Park. So tell us exactly how you are going to ensure that small businesses are going to be helped, or they are going to be helped to thrive in Brooklyn Park City.
Well, the way I'm going to do that is going to streamline the regulations that we have in a city that deals with small businesses. So how are we working with small businesses? And there may come a time where we have to hold their hands, and there may be some hand holding that we have to do with some of these small businesses. And I don't have a problem with that. I mean, we work with big corporations here. We need the big corporations here. Like I said, we need to diversify our tax base. So we need to encourage many small businesses as well as big and medium-sized businesses to come in. And the way I'm going to do that, just like how we do the big businesses by providing tax increment financing to them, we're going to try to see what kind of grants, what kind of assistance, financial assistance we provide to the small businesses to help them to grow and to help them to thrive. Recently, I supported a measure, an initiative that was put forth or brought to the council by the Liberian Business Association to support technical assistance for small businesses in Brooklyn Park. So those are some of the programs and some of the initiatives that we will be doing as as your mayor, that I will be supporting, working with small immigrant-led organizations and associations to help us get services to some of the small businesses in our community. So we've started that already, and when I'm your mayor, we're going to take that to a whole different level. So my approach is going to be streamlining the processes in getting businesses started in Brooklyn Park, how businesses get assistance in Brooklyn Park. We're going to do the same sort of proactive approach that we have used with big companies, Fortune 500, Fortune 100 companies here in Brooklyn Park. We're going to take some of the same approach, a miniaturized version of that approach, to working with small mom and pop type operation, micro businesses in our city. So that's the kind of approach I'm going to take. It's going to be much more hands-on. It's going to be much more hand-holding in order for these businesses to get a leg up.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate your explanation. So on Sunday, we'll definitely delve more when we'll be having other candidates. We'll definitely we will be having back and forth, but it will be, I mean, we'll have a good deliberation. So I would like you to have a closing shot on your candidature in Brooklyn Park. And we on top of that, I would like you also to tell our viewers how you are prepared, not only financially, but how is your team prepared to ensure that you win the election next week?
Well, we're doing all of the traditional things. We are meeting with voters one-on-one, sharing our vision for the city of Brooklyn Park. We are out there now. We are talking to you, and we're on so many different platforms talking about our vision for the city of Brooklyn Park and our plan for the city of Brooklyn Park. So thanks for this opportunity in helping us to get our word out so people understand and can appreciate the values that we stand for and how those values are going to be brought to City Hall when we are when we are next mayor. So I ask your viewers for their support to vote Wynfred Russell during the special primary election on Tuesday, April 13th. Folks can now vote beginning on Saturday. They can vote on Monday on the 12th. And they can also vote during election day on the 13th. So I come again with a lot of experience working not only now at the city as your city council member representing the West District, but having worked in this community over the years in not only doing the talking, but actually doing the action and doing what we need to do as policymakers to provide the solutions that folks need to improve their lives. But we have not been able to do this alone, and I'm not going to do this alone. I'm going to do it with all of the stakeholders, with all of the residents, because at the end of the day, it is not about thinking alike. It is about us thinking together, how we come together to provide solution for this one and only great city in the state of Minnesota that we all love and we all want to see thrive and become second to none in the state of Minnesota. So thanks for the opportunity, and I look forward to a much more robust conversation on Sunday so I can share more of my vision for the city of Brooklyn Park and why I think that I'm the best candidate to be the mayor of the city of Brooklyn Park. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wynfred Russell. So let's meet on Sunday, and to our viewers, prepare your questions. Be ready to ask difficult questions. Mr. Russell and his colleagues will also be coming again here on Sunday at 6 p.m. in the evening, Central Time, so that they can tell you exactly how they are planning to ensure that the city of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota thrives. So right now, I'm saying goodbye. Have a wonderful night. Thank you very much from KDR TV. My name is Omweri Kedwai.